Hey guys, today I've got a review for you. We're going to be looking at the newly released Super7 Tyrannosaurus Dinozord. I'm going to do an unboxing, a review, and then we're going to do a comparison against some previous releases of the T-Rex dinosaurs. So stick around and we're going to get right into it. So here we have the Super7 Tyrannosaurus Dinozord. This actually came in a plastic wrap, and then that was then also inside of a brown box, which was also even labeled. But if I stuff the box, then I'll throw up a picture right here so you can see it. Otherwise, in terms of the box itself, it looks really nice. The color is clearly reminiscent of the original Power Rangers toy packaging, so it's a nice replica of that. The logo on the front is really nice. You can see how reflective it is, and you can also see that it's embossed. And so you can see that it's raised a bit, so it gives it a nice kind of premium look to it. So I'm gonna take this off. From there, you can see how they continue to take the original packaging from the toys back in the 90s and kind of pay homage to it. From here, we have some similar really nice gold. It's reflective. It's not embossed like the front was, but it's definitely really nice. Got a little description right here. They don't even necessarily specify if it's Jason or if it's Rocky, but you know, they just say the Red Ranger. So I'll throw up a picture of the original promo art before, but the final design of the packaging in terms of the layout is a little bit different from what they first showed us. But otherwise, the things that it comes with is still the same. So let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed. So I know this figure isn't necessarily going to be for everyone because you want something that's going to transform. And I felt the same way at first, but I think after some thought, I realized that really this is a cool idea because I'm okay with having a really posable Megazord and then really posable individual Dinozords, because I think those will make much better pictures. So that's why I ended up getting it. So I didn't intend to get the other Super7 Power Rangers releases. My plan right now, at least, is to just get the Megazords. Okay, so here we have it after struggling for far too long to actually get it out of the packaging. This, right off the bat, I think looks really cool. Okay, so let's take a look at articulation from head to toe. So starting from the top, we can see that the mouth does open, and we have some head movement. We can't go all the way like forward like that. That's as high up as we can go, and then as far down is basically straight. We definitely have some neck articulation. And it looks like it's separate, so this can do its own thing, and then this can move as well. So you can get that going. From there, looking at the arms. So the arms can go pretty much fully straight like that. There is some elbow movement. Can't even go a full 90 degrees. We're looking more like 45 degrees, but you know, that's something. And then we have some wrist articulation. And then otherwise, it can't go out at all, but it can go in some. Let's see if I can make that. There it goes. So it can kind of go in, but not out. I wish they would have made that more rounded inside to see if they could make the arm go all the way out, like kind of like on a regular Marvel Legends or Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure. And then right at the chest, we have swivel like that. So I guess you could consider that waist articulation. We have our legs. So with the legs, you can see that it can go out and it can go somewhat in. With you can get it close enough where the feet are touching each other and nearly the knees touching as well. And then we have a bit of knee articulation. That is as far straight as I can get it while feeling comfortable about it. I think any further and it would probably snap. and then that's as far back as it goes, and I think that is probably its neutral position. And then as far as ankle, we can go up and down like that. And so we don't have ankle pivot directly at the ankle, but it comes more at the shin. So with legs fully extended outward, I am unable to get both feet to be flat. So this one is flat, but this one is still a bit angled. So not a ton of that ankle pivoting, but some. And then if we get it a little bit closer, this has both of them pretty much fully flat. So not fully extended out, but still looks good in that way. And then as far as the tail articulation, I think this is my favorite so far. So every one of these pieces has its own articulation. So not only can it spin, but it can go kind of up and down, side to side. So here is our maximum amount of side to side. And then here is our maximum amount of up and our maximum amount of down. Paint wise, I'm super happy with it. I think it looks great. It looks like it's made of die cast, but it's definitely not made of die cast. It's got a good heft to it, like it is kind of made of die cast, but it's not. Again, I think the metallic paint looks really good on it. I think overall it looks really good. My only thing is that I think it would have been nicer had they kind of lined it with like black going around. I think that could have made everything pop a whole lot more in a really nice way. But even without it, I think it still looks great. Okay, so then as far as accessories go, we have several alternate hands. So we have 2 fists, so one for each side, and then we have 2 open, or I guess you would possibly consider these grabbing hands. And then otherwise, the hands that it comes with are kind of neutral hands, or potentially gripping hands, if you gave it some kind of weapon to hold. It also comes with these tiny Red Rangers, and these are really neat. So here's one of the Red Rangers. Here's the other one. You can see it's a really basic, just red and white, molded in red with a little bit of white thrown on, so you can tell who it's supposed to be. However, the Dinozord also is supposed to come with one of these, but if you look at the promo pictures for it, it looks like the Green Ranger is supposed to be fully colored along with the shield and the helmet and everything. So we'll see how that actually goes when it actually comes out. But this is what the promo pictures look like. So that's kind of an interesting choice. Here's what the Red Ranger on top of the Tyrannosaurus Dinozord would look like. Here's what the other one would look like. And there's how it can look, but it might also fall off because it's sloped. So, no, there it goes. And finally, the last accessory it comes with is this nice coin, which is sort of like what might come from the Morpher. And for the sake of comparison, here is the pterodactyl one from the Lightning Morpher. And you can see it's definitely much thicker than it. It's got a nicer heft on this one. As far as size goes, the Super7 one is just a little bit smaller by just a hair, but I think that might also just be because of the groove on this. So I guess if I look at it this way, then it's pretty close in size. Although I doubt that this will definitely not fit in the Lightning Morpher based on its thickness, and obviously because it doesn't have these grooves. But definitely makes a really nice display piece. And now comparing it first with the 93 T-Rex Dinozord. Okay, there we have both in somewhat similar positions. And you can see that size-wise that the Super7 comes out to be just a little bit bigger, actually. I'm surprised how close in size that they actually are. You can see that the legs on the Super7 one are obviously bigger because they don't need to transform. Here it is compared to the Legacy version. I don't have the regular red Legacy version, but the black and gold is the same exact mold as the regular one, so it should still be a fair comparison. And you can see that the Legacy one is actually a good bit smaller. Yeah, Legacy is quite a bit smaller than our Super7 version. And let's go ahead and put our 93 one right next to it. And you can see that of the three, that the Legacy is definitely the smallest. However, the Legacy also has the die cast. Here is the Super 7 next to the inexpensive Hasbro version. You can see that the Hasbro version is definitely really small compared to the Super 7 version. And here is it against the 93. And again with the Legacy version. So we have our small Hasbro being the smallest, and then the Legacy at the 93, and then finally the Super 7 being the largest of all of them. And definitely having the best arms of all of them. So these arms are definitely very comical T-Rex arms, and these are pretty beefy and cool. I like them. And for maximum comparison, we're going to compare them to the Mini Pla Tyrannosaurus Rex Dinozord. Very, very small. Obviously, we still have kind of the similar kind of comical T-Rex arms, but then the legs on this actually have a good amount of pivot out, which is good. And it actually even has a more ankle pivot than our Super 7 one does. But it's no comparison to the Super 7, of course. So here's the Super 7 next to the Hasbro released one. This one was like the $50-something Megazord, so this is a pretty inexpensive Megazord. Although this one was designed to have some level of posability, so it's not too bad. But so you can see how size-wise it compares. Here he is compared to the Lightning Collection Eye Guy. Even though the Lightning Collection is 6-inch, the villains are 7-inch, so these scale perfectly with each other. I think that's awesome. They look super good together. Here he is next to the Pumpkin Rapper. I believe that is his name. I can't remember for sure. I'm sure somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And again, the scaling looks really good, so I'm happy with that. I do not have the Super 7 Goldar, so here's how the Lightning Collection Goldar would scale with the Super 7 T-Rex. So not great, but not bad. I think the 7-inch Goldar probably will look better against it. And then as an unnecessary comparison, we have it next to Spider-Rex. And you can see Spider-Rex is pretty big, but the Super 7 holds its own pretty well. Here's another famous transforming dinosaur, Megatron. This is from the Transformers, I believe, War for Cybertron trilogy. Megatron's pretty big. Super 7's pretty big. And then as one last unnecessary comparison, we have Galactus. Just kidding. So in case you're wondering how this guy looks next to the Lightning Red Ranger figures, then that's how they look. And here's all of them again side by side. So if you like this video, then you might actually like my video where I tell you exactly which Power Rangers that you need to pre-order and which ones that you can ignore for the purpose of saving some money. So check that video out over here.